Initiation into Hermetics. Magic mental training. Thought control, discipline of thoughts, subordination of thoughts. Take a seat in a comfortable chair or lie down on a settee. Relax the whole body. Close your eyes and observe the train of your thoughts for 5 minutes, trying to retain it. At first, you will find that there are rushing up to you thoughts concerning everyday affairs, professional worries, and such like. Take the behaviour of a silent observer towards these trains of thoughts, freely and independently. I need some more light on the letters. Come on. Sorry about that. According to the mentality and the mental situation you happen to be in at this moment, this exercise will be more or less easy for you. The main point then is not to forget yourself, not to lose the train of thoughts, but to pursue it attentively. Be aware of falling asleep while doing this exercise. If you begin feeling tired, stop instantly and postpone the exercise to another time, when you intend not to give in to tiredness. The Indians, for example, sprinkle cold water in their faces or rub it down the face and the upper part of their bodies to remain brisk and not to waste precious time. Some deep breathings before you begin will also do to prevent and keep from tiredness and sleepiness. As time goes on, every disciple will find out such little tricks by himself. This exercise of controlling thoughts has to be undertaken in the morning and at night. It is to be extended each day by 1 minute to allow the own train of thoughts to be pursued and controlled without the slightest digression for a time of 10 minutes at least after a week's training. This space of time is destined to the average man. If it should not suffice, everyone can extend it according to his own apperception. At all events, it is advisable to go ahead very consciously, because it is no use to hurry, development being quite individual in men. On no account go further before the preceding exercise is perfectly under control. The attentive disciple will realize how, at the beginning, thoughts rush onto him, how rapidly they pass before him, so that he will have difficulties to recollect the lot of manifold thoughts. But from one exercise to the next, he will state that thoughts come up less chaotic, moderating little by little, until at last only few thoughts emerge in his consciousness, arriving, as it were, from a far distance. To this work of thought control, the keenest attention ought to be given, as it is very important for the magic development, a fact everybody will realize later on himself. Liquid break. Providing the mentioned exercise has been thoroughly worked through and everyone has a complete command of it in the practice, let us pass over to the mental training. Up to now, we have learned to control our thoughts. The next exercise will consist in not giving way in our mind to thoughts obtruding themselves on our mind, unwanted and obstinate. For instance, we must be able not to occupy ourselves any longer with the tasks and worries of our profession when we come home from it and return to the family circle and the privacy. All thoughts not belonging to our privacy must be set aside, and we ought to manage to become quite a different personality instantly. And just the other way around, in our job, all our thoughts have to be concentrated in it exclusively, and we must not allow them to digress or wander, say, home to private affairs or somewhere else. This has to be practiced time and again until it has developed a habit. One ought to accustom oneself, above all, to achieve whatever one does, whether in professional work or in privacy, with full consciousness, regardless of the point being a big or a trifle one. Sorry. This exercise should be kept for a lifetime because it is sharpening the mind and strengthening the consciousness and the memory. Having obtained a certain skill in this exercise, you may turn to the following one. The purpose will now be to hold on to a single thought or idea, to hold on to a single thought or idea for a longer while, and suppress any other thoughts associating and obtruding with force on the mind. Choose for this purpose any train of thoughts or ideation or a suitable presentation according to your personal taste. Hold on to this presentation with all your strength. Refuse all the other thoughts vigorously, which have nothing to do with the thoughts exercising. At first, you will probably succeed only for a few seconds, later on for minutes. You must manage to concentrate on one single thought and follow it for 10 minutes at least. If you succeed in doing so, you will be fit for a new exercise. Let us then learn how to produce an absolute vacancy of mind. Lie comfortably down on a bed or settee or sit in an armchair and relax your whole body. Close your eyes. Dismiss energetically any thought coming upon you. Nothing at all is allowed to happen in your mind. There must reign an absolute vacancy. Now hold on to this stage of vacancy without digressing or forgetting. At first, you will manage to do so a few seconds only, but when practicing, when practicing it oftener, you will surely succeed better in it. The purpose of the exercise will be attained if you succeed in remaining in this state for full 10 minutes without losing your self-control or even falling asleep. Enter your success, failure, duration of your exercises and eventual disturbances carefully into a magic notebook. See details under the heading Magic Soul Training. Such a diary will be useful to check your progress. The greater the scrupulousness you use in doing so, the more easily you will undergo all the other exercises. Prepare a working schedule for the coming day or week, and, most of all, indulge in self-criticism.